Hey everyone, so today I want to give you a quick update on how all of my WIPs are going. Quite a few of them are now FOs, so we will go through that. I think I've made quite great progress. I am behind on one project, so we'll touch on that. But I just want to get into it and show you all of the projects that I finished. Some of these you might have seen on my podcast where I take you through a little bit more in depth of each finished object, but I'm just going to show them to you quickly here so I can catch you up, and also because I'm pretty proud of the progress that I've made and I want to share it. So let's get into it. The first project that I have finished is the Fern and Feather sweater. This was one that the entire body was done, it just needed the sleeves, and I knit the sleeves pretty quickly. This is a worsted weight yarn, so this was a pretty quick project, and this was the first one that I finished. And this was to be expected. I was anticipating finishing this pretty quickly and getting that off the needles, and it has been blocked, and I've actually taken photos of it, and I think it's the only one I've taken photos of. So this one is completely done, and I can put it away for this winter. And then I finished another sweater that I was working on. This is the Ursa sweater. This is a bulky weight cropped long sleeve sweater, so it also went pretty quickly, and again I just needed to do actually just one sleeve, so I was able to pick up the stitches for the sleeve and knit that I think in like 2 evenings. So again, this was like another project that was so close to being done. It didn't take that much effort to finish, and this has been blocked as well. I do still need to take photos of it and share that on my Instagram, but yeah, this one's done. I like this one a lot. I'm very happy to be done with these sweaters because for whatever reason they just lingered for so long, so I'm really glad I pushed myself to just finish them and make space for some new sweaters. The next project that I finished are the Mamaroo mitts. This was another quick project. My strategy with this, if you have watched my past videos, was to work on all of the projects that were really close to being done so that I could just get a bunch done and feel accomplished. So I finished these really quickly. One of them was already completed and I just needed to knit half of the other one. So these were really fast, and I really like these. I'm not sure why they took me so long to do. I took them off the needles and then they just sat in the back of my closet forever. But these are completed. For my last finished object, I completed a pair of socks. So I'm working on 2 pairs of socks that have just taken me a while to complete. I cast this pair on last summer. To be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan knitting with this yarn. It was a yarn that I picked up at a yarn shop while I was traveling, and it was just something I wanted to pick up as a souvenir. I really love the finished pair of socks. These are going to be very warm, and I feel like they're just the perfect like ribbed winter sock. So I'm excited to have these, but that's mostly why I think this project took me so long. I just was not enjoying knitting on them. But I really powered through and I finished them. They look very skinny because they are a 3x1 rib. And so if I stretch them out, you can see they're actually the width of a normal sock, but these are just top down. I did a 1x1 rib cuff, and then, as I mentioned, 3x1 rib for the rest of the body. I just did a heel flap and gusset heel, and then I continued the rib on the top of the foot, and then just did stockinette for the bottom of the foot. And I'm just so happy that these are done because this was just not a fun project for me at all. So those are all of my finished objects. I have 5 more projects that I want to finish in this series, so I will show you the progress that I've made on the ones that I have been working on, but I do have a few that I have not even touched yet. I am working on the other pair of socks, so I have completed the first sock, and I just recently started the second sock, so I have just a little bit of progress made on this one. I think I gave myself until October, so as long as I finish these this month, I will be totally on track. The next project that I'm working on is the Sunburst Granny Square pillow, and I have the project in this little box here, so it's really easy to kind of take around with me as I move around the house. So I've completed the front of the pillowcase. There is a front and a back. And as you can see with these granny squares, each round of the Sunburst is a different color. And I used quite a few colors. The background is just a white. but I did use quite a few different colors throughout. I kind of kept it relatively like pastel colors, but then I have like the darker blue, that like brown color, and then some like brighter pops of pink, a couple of places in the pillow. This is a project that I'm really not enjoying that much. I'm not a huge crocheter, I mostly knit, but I started this because I wanted it to be a fast pillowcase, and that did not really work out because I set it down and didn't pick it up for like a year. But that was the plan, was to make a pillowcase for my office, and I wanted it to go pretty quickly. And crochet is fast, but it's just not as enjoyable to me. The other part about this project that is not as enjoyable to me is that it is all in acrylic yarn, and I just prefer working with wool. It just is so much nicer to me, and I just really don't like the feel of acrylic yarn. So that's just a personal preference, and that's kind of it's been something I've had to really like power through and just try my best to finish as quickly as I can. If you are looking for tips on staying motivated with a project, powering through, and trying to finish something that you're not enjoying, I will link a video that I made recently on how to stay motivated to finish your projects. And I've been using a lot of those tips to get through this project. So as I was saying, the front is very colorful. It's got a lot going on. What I decided to do with the back is just make the granny squares with a single color for the center and then with the white background. And I mostly did this because I was getting a little bit bored. It was taking a while to put all the colors together and make sure that they all went together, and you know, there weren't too many of one color in one spot, that sort of thing. So I just decided to change it up a little bit and just crochet one color for the center of the granny squares for the back. So I have quite a few that I've made. I have a couple of centers as well that still need the border. I have almost half as many squares as I need to complete the back. So once I complete all the squares, I will crochet them together. And I ordered a pillow insert, and I have already kind of matched the case up with the pillow just to ensure that it fits, and we should be good. So I would say I'm about 60% done with that project, and I think, yeah, I had that scheduled to be finished by December 1st, so we are definitely on track. I think I'm gonna finish that one early. There should be no reason why it takes me until December 1st to finish that project, so I'm making good progress on that one. The next project that I'm working on is one that I have scheduled to be finished by December 31st because it is probably the biggest project that I had to finish. It's very involved, and it is in kind of the early stages of the project. And this is the daffodil sweater. This is an all over lace and cable sweater. This is the back panel that I had finished. So I have the front panel, the sleeves, and then the neckband to complete. And I've started working on the front panel, and I'm a little less than halfway done with the front panel. So I still have quite a ways to go with this project, and I'm really trying to get as much done on this project as I can because it's gonna take me at least a month of monogamous knitting, and since I do have a couple other projects that I'm working on still, I just want to make sure that I can get this done in time. The thing about it is that I just have to have enough brain power to work on it, so it's kind of reserved for the weekends. I do work on it in the evenings, but it just depends what kind of day I had. If I had a very like stressful, intense day, this is not the type of knitting that I will pick up and work on. But if I feel like I'm in the right headspace to focus on a project, then this is perfect for me. And I can watch TV or listen to something or watch something in the background as I'm working on this. So it's not boring by any means, which is nice. So those are all the projects that I am currently working on or I have finished recently. I do have one project that I'm actually behind on, and that's because I just did not pick it up at all. So this is the crochet produce bag that I was working on. I have a few bags in here that I need to complete. I just need to like weave in the ends, and I think I need to crochet a like a tie for this bag. So I don't have a whole lot to do to consider this project finished, but I was supposed to have this finished by September 1st, and I just never got excited about finishing this at all. I don't really feel that bad about being overdue because I'm really considering frogging this and then just finishing this one off and considering this done. I really hate the idea of forcing myself to work on something that I don't enjoy working on and that I don't even want the finished object of. So I am behind on this project, but I think I'm going to frog it, which means that I mostly just have my sweater and my sock to finish. I also have that one hat design. I don't know if you remember that. And I still plan to finish it. That is scheduled to be complete by December 1st. So I'll probably pick that up sometime in October or maybe November. I gave myself a lot of time with that one because I really have to be in the perfect mood to work on a design. It's not something that I would enjoy just picking up randomly. I don't know, I have to prepare for it mentally and be in the right headspace to do that. So I gave myself a lot of time to let inspiration strike with that one, but I do think once I pick it up and get going with it, it's not going to take me that long to finish it. So I'm mostly focusing my efforts on this sweater because this is the biggest project that I'm working on right now. And if I don't really push myself and work on this, I definitely won't finish it by the end of the year. Overall, I'm making great progress. I'm really excited and I'm really proud of myself for finishing the projects that I have. I have finished so many projects recently, and it feels really good to get one step closer to being able to cast on what I truly want to knit on and not things that I cast on a year ago and was excited about a year ago and now I'm trying to finish. It is a little bit crazy how your aesthetic or your preferences for things can change within a year, and that's really why I'm trying to push myself to finish things, because the next things I cast on, I don't want them to take a year or longer to work on. I just feel like you lose a little bit of steam with it and you lose a little bit of excitement about your projects. I'm going to be a little bit more monogamous once I finish these projects. I'm going to be a little bit more thoughtful about what I cast on and make sure that I really like the projects. But overall, I'm making great progress with this endeavor. I am ahead on most of my projects, so I'm feeling good about that. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.